Hi everyone, Lisa here. I just wanted to share with you my week 12 of my project life. This week was a little bit more fun. We went to Disneyland again, and so I thought that might be a good one to share. I last left off with week 6, and I'm just jumping ahead here to week 12, and I'll go back and share some of the other ones in a different video. But for this one, I used the Midway collection from October Afternoon to make my title card, and some gold foil thickers. And all I did was cut out these little tickets from their 12 by 12 pattern paper in that collection. And I've got the collection right here in an 8 by 8 pad. And for the background paper, I used the 8 by 8 sheet because it's got a little bit smaller pattern on it. But the actual tickets were cut from the 12 by 12. And then over here, I just I used that app that I showed you in the last video called PicFrame to put my little collage together. And I did that on my iPad, and then I saved it to Dropbox and brought it into my larger iMac computer and then printed it out. So here I've just written my journaling on a little journal card that comes from this collection, the Down by the Shore collection. They have these little postcards that come in that collection. So what I did is I set it up in Photoshop. I typed my journaling out, and then I printed it on regular pattern paper, or I'm sorry, not pattern paper, but regular white paper. And then I just held it on up to my light box. I put this little postcard over top of that journaling and taped it on with washi tape, and then ran it through my printer a second time, and that's how I got the journaling on there, because I don't have a regular typewriter to type that on. So then over here I just have something where I just took a picture of the book I was reading right now, and that happens to be a picture of me and Quinn sitting on the sofa reading the book. And just some other pictures here from the first day of the week. My mother-in-law and sister-in-law were visiting us. So this was their last day here. And that's what these pictures are. This one is one I did with that another app that I have for weather that you can put little sayings on it. So this was me out the day after my company left, and I just went for a walk. So it's kind of fun, that particular app. I think it's called InstaWeather, and you can type in different sayings, like I did here, perfect walking weather, and it'll pull in your temperature at the time. And they have their own little overlays and different things too that they can pull in. Anyway, just some more pictures here from our day. And over here is where I get into some of the Disneyland things. But what I wanted to share with you up here is these wonderful stickers. They're really fun. They're clear stickers. They're from Me and My Big Ideas, or MAMBI as we call them. So I just wanted to show you that here. I found these at Michael's, and I passed them by many times because they're really oversized stickers, and I wasn't really thinking of them for scrapbooking. But then one day I picked up these ones with a coupon, and it's just really fun. So I use that sticker right here. I put it on the outside of the page protector, and then I just put in a little transparency over white behind it here. But in case you're interested, I'm just going to show you what some of the designs are like. And there's the carrier sheet that comes with it. But here's how big these are. This would be about 12 inches long, and what would I guess, about 6 inches wide. And this is where I pulled the Be Joyful from. But here's some other ones, and what's nice is if you can see, it's got some foiling on it, really pretty, and then they're on a clear background. It looks like it's white, but it's just a white carrier sheet behind it. So really pretty. And what I did is, well, if you follow me, you know that I scan everything to keep my little inventory going of what I have and to help me search for things. But I've scanned these in, and I'll show you in a different layout that I did, because some of these are too big. But what I do is I take the scan and I size them down, and I can reprint them, use them make them into a brush, put them on top of my photos, and so they're very useful. If sometimes you think these might be too big to use, then you could scan them and make them smaller if you use Photoshop. And again, they're so pretty with there's the shiny, there's a gold. They look like they'd be good to stick on a mirror too, even if you're decorating or want to put some words up. And quickly, I won't go through all of them here, but I'll show you the other ones I got. These are sort of family and home and sayings like that in this particular set. See how pretty? Happy place, and that's like a blue foil. Actually, I saw Ali Edwards did a really cool layout using this happy place. And I had already bought these and didn't even really see anyone else using them, so it was interesting to see it in a layout. So I'll have to do it in a traditional 12 by 12 layout. And here's another one. See, I got a little obsessed with them and had to go back with a coupon each time and get a different one. They retail for $8 for each set, so if you can use a 50% off coupon, it's really a good deal because you get 8 sheets in here, and they're really nice stickers. Anyway, just to share with you. So over here, back to this, I have a 12 by, here, if I can add, a 6 by 12 little flap here that I wanted to add more pictures to my week. And so what I did here is I took a bigger picture of us here in a California Adventure, and this was just taken like the Hollywood Boulevard type thing. So I actually have this little, if you can see it, it's just a little sticker that's a 3-dimensional Hollywood Boulevard that I stuck on there. But I took the picture and I printed it out 8 by 6, and then I cut it in half and put it into the 2 pockets. And then what I did here is I took 2 chipboard stickers and I put them back to back, and just made it like a little tab so that you can flip it over. So make it fun on the one side. And then I did here Gutsy Lady. And the reason I did that is because this week at Disneyland I went on all of the really fun rides that I had been avoiding. Like, let's say this one, if you've ever been on the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, that's really something. So I put this together in Photoshop. I took the picture of us here. That's me. And I'm just looking over here at my little niece Grace because she's crying and holding on to her dad. And I was kind of shocked because a lot of it's in the dark. And when we got to the top where it opened up in the light and I looked over, I was surprised she was crying because she had been on this before and she wanted to go back on again. So anyway, the poor thing. But so I just wanted to get that on here. I got the logo online and just added it in Photoshop and put a little thing here that said going down with a question mark and like the elevator sign. I do a lot of this stuff in Photoshop and then print it out. And here, this is just a little thing. It's the fun wheel at the California Adventure. That's the really big Ferris wheel. And I was having a conversation with Grace, and she's 5 years old, and I wanted to get that down into the quote here. I put I quote, and I did the same sort of thing where I printed it first on white paper, and then I taped my little journal card over top of it and ran it through a second time. But basically, it was just funny how we were sitting there looking at the big fun wheel, and I was actually afraid to go on it because I thought, I don't want to get stuck in one of those cages. And if I didn't feel good going back and forth like that, I thought, well, maybe I could go in the one that didn't move. But I was just telling her about, well, should we go on or shouldn't we go on? And I said, I don't know, Grace, if this would be so fun. And then she looked at me real serious, and then she said, well, then why do they call it the fun wheel? And I just thought that was so cute. So I had to get that down into this little card that said I quote. Because I didn't even really pay attention to the fact that it was called the fun wheel. So it was just really amazing how kids observe these things and, just had to get that into a card. So there's the little quote journal card. Anyway, let's go back here. So just picking up the video right here, for some reason my camera went off, so I'm just going to continue on from this point. This one was a little drawing class that we took at California Adventure. It's called the Animation Academy, and we drew Olaf. And you can see here my nieces have their little drawings, and they're really rather large drawings. So I kept mine and I brought it home, and then I scanned it and I made it into a 4x6 size, and I put a little journaling here, and I found this little tag here online, how to draw Olaf, and I added that, and then a little animation of him just to make a card because I wanted to keep my silly little drawing. Definitely not an artist, but it was just fun to do. And then over here, continuing on with all the out-of-the-world rides that I wouldn't normally go on, but this was the California Screamin', and you can see there's proof. There I am in the second right here next to my nephew, and my brother-in-law's in the front. I'm not sure who this girl is here, but that was us on California Screamin', and I found this really cool little drawing online, and I had to print that out. But I also took my own picture of the ride here, and I added just the countdown. If you've ever been on this ride, it's kind of fun. It takes you around before it starts, and it says, if you change your mind now, it's too late, or something like that. And then it counts down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just shoots you off like a rocket. I'm used to roller coasters that kind of creep slowly up to the top before they drop, but this one just shoots you right out. And I just got some information here about the speed and the height of the roller coaster and just different things like that, and I just added that on just as a little informational, and just have a little 3D sticker here, having a blast. So I was really being daring this day and doing these different rides. And anyway, I'll back up over here, because on the back side, you saw this side of my little insert. I have this one here, and this is just me and Grace, just a picture. I just like that one, so I wanted to include that. And then the Monsters University picture. It's so pretty, so I had to get that in there as well. So that is my week 12, and oh, you know what? I didn't show you. Let me go back. See, I just caught that. I forgot that I had done this. I wanted to show you. I had this picture that I inserted, but what I did is I just used a little of my tape runner, and I glued this one pocket on here so that I could include another picture. And then my sister-in-law had sent me a thank you card, so I wanted to keep that. And so I cut the card, the inside of what she had written down, and the front here where it said thanks for your hospitality, and I just glued it onto a little background card and put a little washi tape with a little smiley face icon on there, just so I could keep that, because I do like to keep cards, and it's fun to be able to just include them in the project life, so it's a place to keep them instead of having them just pile up in a shoebox. So anyway, that is my project life for week 12, and I hope you enjoyed it and maybe learned something, at least that you might have to go out and buy those Mambi stickers. So thanks for checking in. Bye for now.